Okay, solar flare season is over. It was just yellow player's turn, and we rolled a 1 for inspiration, which was very unlucky because for green player, they still didn't get a hold of that pulse generator, and now there was one here, but it got shuffled to the bottom. So yellow player is ready to go hunting. So they have the crew thruster, the thruster with its support, radiator, has a robot, can use the same, reactor, a buggy, and then a refinery and a generator, and it's brought another Robonaut for industrialization purposes because you can use the same generator, so it will be less to discard. So that's 12 dry mass, and we need to throw away 7 aqua. So that's 7 aqua, which will be loaded as fuel. And we can put this wet mass JIT 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And when you load according to the dotted red lines. And when you use fuel, you go along the black lines. Now, when you're up here with the heavy rockets, then it's the same. And if you go even higher in mass, when you load fuel, actually use 2 tanks of fuel for every step. But we're still down here. We have, with our thruster here, we have 5 in base thrust, and then we get -2 for being a tug heavy rocket, so we have 3 in thrust. And I'm just gonna move this to the side for now, and we start at Leo, and then we go up to Cycler, which will need a boost, or we need to expend fuel there or do a burn. So we move the wet mass JIT down 1 step, and then I think they will stay there until next turn, when they will switch to their crew rockets to go here with a high boost or a high thrust, so that they don't risk losing cards at the radiation belt here. Take some time, but definitely worth it for them. You can't use the fine nano, this 4 aqua, to avoid that die roll. So, and as I said, with this thruster, 0 rad hard, and we have a lot of really low rad hard cards in this rocket, so they will have to do that. And for their operation, they will sell this radiator for 3 aqua. Okay, green player's turn. Get 1 aqua for their turn. And then they have this thruster that draws 5 fuel, and they now see that there is a reactor up here. So they will put that up for research auction together with a radiator that comes with it, and they will bid 0. Now, yellow has 3 cards in hand, so they can also bid. Now, I'm usually doing like these auctions so that at least you pay 1 aqua per card. So in this case, yellow would bid 1, green would bid 1 more, bid 1, and then yellow would bid 2. And yellow, they don't really need their aqua right now, so I think 2 is probably what green would have to pay for this. So they pay 2 and take these cards. Yellow plays turn, advance the cube, and then they will switch to their crew rocket, which has a base thrust of 15 -2 for the weight, so that's 13. And then they go to this spot here, and they have to roll for a belt, but you have 13 on that, so they're safe. As their operation, I think they will take this Bernal card. It's the cancer hospital. The good thing about that in Module 3 is, well, apart from having a nice promoted side, +1 VP for each colony dome, it can't be attacked because it's a hospital. So for yellow, that might be nice to have an Bernal as a home Bernal. So they need to start working on getting their Bernal up now. So they will propose that for research auction, and since green's hand is full, they will just get these cards for free. Okay, green player will get a free aqua for their turn because of the home Bernal, which is at the cycler orbit, and then they will boost this reactor to go with their thruster, and maybe some radiator too. So they boosted for 5 to Leo because they can use the solar sail, going from the home Bernal to Leo, and then loading some of these cards, and flybacks next turn to the Bernal. Yellow player's turn. We have an event. It could be Anarchy again. 3 glitch. This is at Leo, so they're safe from a glitch. They have humans with them, so yeah, no stacks are affected. Yellow's turn. They will start flying now. Okay, so we have a thrust of, what did we say? 5 minus 2, so 3 in thrust. 1, 2, what's this doing here? 3, and that will reduce their fuel track by yet another 3. 1, 2, 3. 3 more burns, and then they're dry. And as the yellow's operation, they will sail this reactor for 3 aqua. Green player will deliver the cards using the solar sail. To the Bernal stack. I forgot to move the solar sail, but it was with them. They have tons of cards here now, but they still don't have a good Aerobonaut. So I think what they'll do, they have 3 cards in hand. The yellow player has 4, and they will get a double turn now because when we move to the next phase, green will be first player. So they will just take this. They have time to sell it, so we'll just take this for 0. Now they have 4 cards. And let's see what comes up. Another one. Okay. Yellow moves the cube to over the seniority disc, which means that they need to place one of these discs on a law that they prefer. I think they will start putting +1 for a colony dome and heroism chit here. So they have 2 discs. Oh, maybe that was green that placed that last time actually. Yeah, maybe yellow would prefer +1 per glory chit actually. Green becomes first player. Green will take 1 aqua for their turn. which I actually forgot to do last time. And then they will sell this generator that they just, maybe not actually, maybe they will sell this generator. Getting 3 aqua for that. And then we have yellow's turn. The rocket will fly 1, 2, and then stop here, because if you are at one of these intersection points, it costs 2 burns to pivot, unless you have a ballerina icon on your thruster. And then we move the wet jet 1, 2 for the burns. And as an operation, they need to get a radiator. They can use these 2 for the Bernal, but they also need a radiator for that. And they can't really initiate an auction right now, so they have to sell some of these cards. I was trying to, kind of like these cards. This is very nice, and they have a thruster that can use that, so maybe they will just boost these 2 cards to Leo for 1 aqua. Okay, event for it's the green player's turn. 5. So we get anarchy. And this will be 1 turn of anarchy. Actually, it will only be during the yellow player's turn, so it will barely matter. The war restrictions don't enter in play until the end of green player's turn. So maybe they should continue to dig through the generator pile. And they get a free aqua for the anchored Bernal. And at the end of the turn, they can use their corrupted delegates to petition this no home Bernal restriction. I think they will just grab this and the following radiator. Actually, they could grab this gigawatt thruster, which will give them the generator and the radiator as well. Now, yellow player has 2 cards in hand, so they will bid 1, and because it's a lot of cards. And I wonder, I mean, green player is not really interested in this, so I wonder if they will actually just give all those cards. What would they do? They bid 1 to raise the price a bit. If they take all of them, they will have to sell, and then, oh, actually we will see. The one that you draw from, you actually reveal the next one. So it's also E generator. Well, then blue will bid 1 as well. Yellow will bid 2. Yeah. Yeah, maybe they will just give it to yellow for 2. And then yellow will have to pay 2 aqua to green. And yellow get all of these cards. Now their hand is full again. Yellow's turn. 1 burn, and they have a thrust of 3, so they can land on this size 2 asteroid. Now they are completely dry, So unless they find something here, they will have to site refuel to leave this asteroid. And they're gonna prospect using this buggy Robonaut. They have the required reactor and cooling. So because it's a buggy, they will get a reroll if they fail on the first attempt. So first prospecting roll is a 1. So they claim it. Fantastic for them. So I've 3D printed some smaller claim discs so that you can see what site they're on, and with a spot for the colony and the factory there. So they already did their operation this turn, because prospecting is an operation. Green player's turn, we move out of anarchy. So green player, who is the first player, can choose among centrist or paleoconservative directorist, or mishap insurance, or paleoconservative directive. I think they will pick paleoconservative directive to get some more delegates in here, because they also have 2 glory chits now because of the prisoner of war. Okay, so I think green will, maybe they have to, I'm feeling a bit stressed now. They have to get going, so maybe they will need to dig up some other Robonaut combo. That one is not suitable because they don't have a bomb reactor, but or continue to dig through this pile, I guess. But there's an event coming up next turn, so it might be inspiration, so maybe just do something else this turn. So I think green will continue. They just have the Robonaut, they need the Robonaut going, and then they will try to go to Mars, I think. Yellow will industrialize this D site, colonize it. Oh, they actually get the Jupiter glory chit, but I think that one will stay on the 1 side, because they probably want to colonize this side. So, and they will start making some black cards, and then trying to get a V site. I think that's the idea for them. Okay, so we're all the way here. Yellow did industrialize and colonize over there, and they started ET producing some black cards. Actually, this quite nice Robonaut thruster. But in the meantime, green got a hold of this Robonaut, and they actually had a bomb reactor at the Bernal. So now, if they bring this, the refinery, and the generator, and I was thinking to bring these minor colonists actually, that they got when they re-anchor, or when they exomigrated after the anarchy period. Then they only need a thruster, which is this one, requiring that one, requiring this one. So I think they're ready to go. And this comes up to 14 mass. It's quite a heavy, let's just recalculate. 3, 6, 8, 9, 11, 14, yep. And they don't need to worry about belt rolls, because they have this Bernal ability, can designate any spacecraft to forgo belt rolls in the radiation belts near Earth. So I think what they need is they need to do 1 wait here, and then 2 burns, and then either do 4 burns and land. No, they can't use that, of course, because the thrust will not be Total thrust will be 6 plus 3, 9, and they will be up here at the tug, so it will be 7. So they can't thrust down. They need to use. You could take this one or that one. I mean, they have a buggy now, but I kind of like the dirt side here. So I think that's what they will do. They will load up on fuel, and they need to load up with, let's see, what did they say? 1, 2 burns. So that should be 6 fuel, because they have 5 divided by 2, so 2.5 rounded every burn. That would be 3. So yep, that should do it. We'll just pay 6 aqua then. To load the rocket. And then I will fly 1 burn here, and then wait at this intersection here, because they don't have a ballerina token icon. And that's 5 divided by 2, so 2.5 per burn. That will be rounded up at the end of the turn, so 1, 2, 3. Okay, they're on their way. I realize I probably want to bring the crew as well. It won't really change any of the fuel economy, so why not? Because then they can, if needed, they can actually lift stuff out of Mars's gravity well with their 12 thrust. So it might come in handy, and I can use this for colonization and keep the miners on the surface.